Today, I'm at Ashmont Station for a short bonus follow-up to our Secrets of the Red Line video, linked in the description below. Join me for a ride on what may be America's strangest rapid transit line, as we explore the facts, features, and secrets of Boston's Mattapan Line. The Mattapan Line is a 2.6-mile light rail line, which essentially serves as an extension of the Red Line's Ashmont branch. Starting at Ashmont, with a connection to the Red Line, the line makes its way through 6 stations before arriving at Mattapan. The line was originally built by the Old Colony Railroad as the Shawmut Branch Railroad in 1872, but was converted to light rail by the Boston Elevated Railroad in 1929. So today, we start at Ashmont Station. The Red Line section of this stop is really bright and spacious. Once at the modest Mattapan Line platform, you may notice that here the line reverses using a loop, like at some places on the green and blue lines. However, unlike those other lines where the loops are just remnants of the streetcar era, the loops here are necessary since the vehicles used on this line are from the streetcar era. These trolleys are PCC streetcars from the 1940s, around 80 years old. If that doesn't represent the MBTA perfectly, then I don't know what does. They only have a cab on one end, so unlike other MBTA rolling stock, they cannot simply reverse to change direction. Anyways, the Mattapan Line's tracks are elevated above the Red Line tail tracks and turnaround siding here. After departing Ashmont, the trolleys run alongside the Red Line tracks, which lead into Codman Yard, which you can get a good view of from the Mattapan Line. However, just before the right-of-way splits, a track branches off from the Red Line tracks and joins the Mattapan Line, giving these two lines a track connection. However, this connecting track is rarely, if ever, used. Soon after this, we arrive at Cedar Grove, a very small station surrounded by not much except for a few houses. Here you can see an accessible ramp for level boarding. This is necessary since the PCC streetcars are high floor, meaning that there are steps up into the trolley. In order to have level boarding, that section of platform must be raised, and a bridge plate is used to fill the gap between the trolley and the platform. These ramps are present at all stations except for Valley Road. After Cedar Grove, the line goes through Cedar Grove Cemetery, a tranquil cemetery with this really good viewing location on an overpass over the tracks. Shortly after passing through the cemetery, we arrive at Butler Station, the only intermediate stop to feature an island platform. The platform can be accessed by 2 paths connecting to local neighborhood streets, one of which has this really cool secluded entrance, which gives no sign that this is an entrance to the streetcar stop. In addition, the Neponset River Trail parallels the tracks between Butler and Mattapan, which itself uses the right-of-way of one of the line's old tracks before it was converted into a streetcar line. It's a serene shared bike and pedestrian path, which offers nice views of the Mattapan Line. Between Butler and Milton, the line crosses over the Neponset River. Here you can see evidence of the old mainline tracks, with a third abandoned track crossing just to the left of the 2 Mattapan Line ones. This bridge is also weight restricted, which is partly why the old PCC streetcars are still running here, because modern LRVs would not comply with the aforementioned weight requirements. Right after this crossing, we arrive at Milton Station, just adjacent to an underpass under Adams Street. The station has a simple design with 2 side platforms and a grade crossing connecting them. Between Milton and Central Avenue, we pass yet more remains of the old Shawmut Branch Railroad. Near a dam on the Neponset River is an old bridge which now carries a pedestrian path, but was once an industrial spur. Furthermore, not too far from said bridge is this short section of embedded track, tucked behind some residential buildings. Moving back to the present, we soon arrive at our next stop, Central Avenue. This station is in a really interesting spot, sandwiched between a housing development and the Neponset River. Right next to the station is the Central Avenue grade crossing, one of only 2 road crossings on the line. However, it isn't your typical road crossing with bells and gates. Instead, the trolleys have to stop and yield to oncoming traffic. Continuing towards Mattapan, we arrive at Valley Road, the only inaccessible station on the Mattapan Line. The station is located at the bottom of a steep hill, adjacent to the Neponset River. The entrance at street level is unassuming, with the only sign of the station's presence being a T icon, which looks rather out of place tucked amongst the houses. The penultimate stop before Mattapan itself is Capon Street. This station is located on a dead-end street, meaning that there's hardly any road traffic passing by the station. The stop is also partially located in the second-level crossing along the Mattapan Line. This is definitely one of the most isolated feeling stations on the entire system, with the tree-lined tracks shielding the fact that this station is only 6 miles from downtown Boston. After Capon Street, it's only a short distance to the next and final stop at Mattapan Square. As you approach Mattapan, you can look out the left side of the trolley to see the Mattapan Car House, which is the line's storage and maintenance depot. This station couldn't be more of a contrast to Capon Street, with the station playing host to a busy bus interchange and the bustling Blue Hill Avenue, running just past the station. The stop features 3 platforms, with a loop of track churning trolleys around just past the station platform, with an intersecting loop of track taking trolleys from the platforms to the yard. And with that, the Mattapan Line. Thank you for watching as we explored the shortest of all MBTA lines, and another one of the reasons why the MBTA is so unique. The next video in the series is already in production, so stay tuned for that. Huge thanks again, and I'll see you around.